Welcome everyone. I'm happy you've made it. So, as you already know, the topic today is going to be how to apply for trading online voucher. I am pretty sure that most of you have already heard about this scheme, but if you haven't, we are going to talk about it really in detail. I'm going to show you examples of how to apply for the voucher. I'm going to tell you about a few tricks which you will not find out about apart from this webinar. So stay with me until the end. There are a lot of interesting things I'm going to talk about. So let's move on. I can see that more people have joined, so I think we can start. So how to apply for trading online voucher? That's the topic for today. Let's start. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about trading online in general under the current circumstances, and then I will walk you through trading online voucher application process, giving you some practical examples. Please be patient and stay with me until the end because I have some exciting news for you. Just to let you know that this webinar is recorded and all of you will receive an email with a link to the video. So there's no need to worry about taking notes during this presentation. What's the agenda for today? I'm going to start with a quick introduction. I'm going to tell you in a few words about myself, about my business, what I am doing. Then we are going to talk about moving your business online in general. What are the benefits, why do it, what are concerns, and so on. Then we are going to move on to discuss trading online voucher. Who is it for? How much money is available under the scheme? What expenses are covered by the grant? And I'm going to walk you through the application process, giving you practical examples, showing you the application form, going through all the fields and telling you some little tricks. So this will be the part with practical examples. And then I will tell you in a few words how we can support you, my company can support you with moving your business online. So please stay with me until the end. And at the very end, we are going to have a live question and answer session. So I will stay as long as you need me to. I will do my best to answer all your questions. So I would just ask you to please hold on with the questions until the end of the session because I will not be able to respond to them during the presentation. It may be too distracting for others. So please save them until the end. You can think of them in the meantime. You can type them into the question and answers box. That's okay, but I will have a look at them at the end. So the quick introduction. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anita Sajkiewicz. I run my own online business called Nimbus Accounting Limited, and I specialize in working with online entrepreneurs. Nimbus is a small family business, which I started around a year ago. Prior to that, I spent over 20 years working in industry, mainly in multinational companies of different sizes. I gained experience in various financial and management accounting roles. I am a chartered accountant, and my company is a member of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants as well. What is our mission? It's quite simple. We help online entrepreneurs start, grow, and manage their business so they can keep more money in their pockets. I think everyone likes it. I just want to mention here that we are not just traditional year-end accountants you heard about who prepare your annual accounts, tax returns, and look after your bookkeeping and payroll. These are just basic services. Everyone needs them, but this is not the only thing that we do. On top of that, we provide our clients with services needed to help them move their business online and to help them navigate through difficult times like the crisis we are experiencing at the moment. Why move your business online in the first place? I know that many business owners are quite reluctant to move online. They are strongly attached to the traditional old ways of trading, so brick and mortar shop, facing the client, meeting with the client face to face, and so on. They have many concerns and they believe in common stereotypes in relation to trading online. But the current situation with the pandemic forced many businesses to move online. Nearly all business activities moved to the virtual world, and you are perfectly aware of that. You also need to know that there is still demand to purchase goods and services. Even despite the situation out there, people are still willing to spend money. And your potential clients and customers are among these people. You shouldn't be afraid to promote your services in the current circumstances. I know that this is a moral thing. You don't want to be seen as you are profiting on the crisis. But trust me, many business owners have this feeling. In my opinion, we have an obligation to continue with our business. We have to provide for ourselves, for our families, and we have to keep the economy going. If we don't do it, everything will collapse. So don't be afraid, go for it. Is the timing right? The answer is short and simple. Yes, it is perfect. And in fairness, it couldn't be better. This is really an opportunity that you can't miss. You can't miss. And you shouldn't be discouraged by the fact that the virtual world may seem crowded. There is still space for you. I can assure you of that. Many people switched to buying online even though they've never done this before. Online shops and courier companies, they are reporting huge increases in demand, and now is the most profitable time for them. So let's face the fact that this may be our new normal. So moving online and trading online may be our new normal. People are changing their habits. Companies are changing the ways they trade, they operate. So we really have to realize that. How can I keep my clients? The answer is quite simple. If you don't move online, you may lose your clients. So in my opinion, it is a must under the current circumstances even to try to move your business online. And this may be the only thing to keep your existing clients. Apart from that, you will have a great opportunity to acquire new ones. So there is no reason why you shouldn't try it. It may be the case that you will not be able to sell exactly the same goods and exactly the same services, but so you will need to get a little bit creative and think about what it is that your customer needs at the moment. What can you give to them? And I'm sure that you will find the answer. You will find the way to transform your business. What if I'm not tech savvy? Many people worry about this. You're not alone. In fact, it's not as complicated as it seems. Using technology nowadays is really not difficult. They try to make it as easy as possible so many people can use it. There are loads of free resources to learn from. You just need to break the ice, just make this first step and don't be afraid of it. I'm sure you can handle managing your business online or even managing your e-commerce website. It sounds scary, but it's not, believe me. Everyone can learn it and it's not a rocket science. Does it cost a lot of money? A valid question. I know that many of you may be concerned that moving a business online is an expensive thing to do. I have some good news for you. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I am sure that you've heard a lot of stories about websites and online shops costing thousands. This is not entirely true, but of course, if you choose to start with the sophisticated and customized, heavily customized website, it will be expensive. Trust me, it will be expensive. But in fairness, you don't need that. You don't really need that if you are only starting out. All you need is a basic e-commerce website which will get you up and running, which will get your business online, which will allow you to start selling your services or products in a few days. And in fairness, a basic website shouldn't cost more than a few hundred, really. We will talk more about this. Trading Online Voucher, of course, covers the cost of developing the website. And also, I am very happy to announce that my company Nimbus now offers web building services for businesses who want to trade online, for my client, my prospective clients, and other businesses who just want to do it. So my husband, Adam, has recently joined the team. He's an engineer qualified in web design and e-commerce, and he will be looking after the service. I will talk more about this later at the end of this webinar, so stay with me, please. Access to funding for small businesses. I've talked about this a lot on the previous webinar, and I'm not going to dive to talk about all the forms available at the moment today. We will just focus on Trading Online Voucher, but I just want you to know that there are also other forms of support available for businesses affected by COVID-19. So if you are interested in more information about this, just let me know. You can also browse from my website. There is a lot of content available there. So let's move on to Trading Online Voucher itself. What is it? So it's a government initiative. It's a scheme which has been in place for a couple of years, but they have transformed it. They have changed it during the pandemic and adjusted it to the current situation. So first of all, the level of grant of investment has changed. So previously it was 50-50. So the business owner had to contribute 50%, and the other half was funded by the grant. So this has changed. Now it is 10 to 90%. They refund 90% of the cost. You have to contribute 10%. So the value of the voucher is maximum €2,500. This is exclusive of VAT, before VAT is charged. It is designed for small businesses who want to trade online or who want to boost their sales and reach new markets. A very important information is that you need to spend money, your own money first, and then they will give you 90% back. Many people wrongly assume that they will get the money up front and they will be able to spend it as they wish. This is not the case. First of all, you need to spend the money yourself first. Only once your voucher is approved, once you have been granted the approval, only then you can start spending the money. Otherwise, they will not give you anything back. Apart from that, once you complete your project, you have to submit some documentation to prove all the expenses. We will talk about that as well. And only then they will refund you the money only for the expenses that were approved in your project. That's very important. And the next thing to highlight here is that applications will be accepted. So the final date for accepting the applications is the 30th of September 2020. But I would really advise you to apply as soon as possible because the funds are not unlimited. So once the fund in the scheme is exhausted, they will not accept any more applications. They are receiving a lot of applications, so it's really, there's no time to wait. If you decide to do it, just go ahead and do it as soon as possible. Who can qualify for the grant? So businesses across every sector, so it doesn't matter if you sell goods, if you provide services, it doesn't matter what sector you operate in. You will qualify as long as you employ less than 10 people, up to 10 people maximum. So you are a micro business. You are either a company, a private limited company, or a sole trader. Both forms are supported. You have limited or no e-commerce presence. So this means that you are not trading online, or your online trading presence is very limited. You don't have a proper e-commerce website, maybe you have some functionality to contact you and to book an appointment with you, but this is not really e-commerce trading. So projects like this only qualify. Another very important thing, your company, your business has to be trading for at least 6 months. If you are new, if you just started out recently and you haven't been trading for at least 6 months, they will not accept your application. So don't waste your time if you are not trading if you haven't been trading for 6 months, they will not accept you. So there may be other forms of support available to you, but definitely this is not the right scheme. One more thing that is new to this revamped trading online voucher is that you can apply for the second time. Previously, you could apply only once for the voucher, and if you were granted, that was it. You couldn't apply anymore. Now you can apply for the second time, even if you were granted, you are approved for the voucher previously. So for instance, you want to upgrade your e-commerce website, or you want to start with a completely new project, then you can apply. What expenses are covered? So on the slide, you can see the list of expenses that they are suggesting. The list is not exhaustive. These are most typical and most common expenses that are covered under the project. I would say that it would cover majority of cases. But if you have any other expense that you would like to include and you think it is closely related to trading online and this is necessary for your project, you can do it. So they can, every application is assessed separately and they will look at it, in an individual way. But you should focus on this list first. So what is included? What is covered? First of all, IT consultations. So before you commence any work, maybe you want to discuss your needs with an IT consultant or a web designer. So the cost of the consultation will be covered. The cost of the development or upgrade of e-commerce website. So if you are hiring a third-party web designer or an agency, their expenses, their fees will be covered. Implementing online payments or booking systems. So each e-commerce website should have a linked online payments facility. Sometimes some of them bear separate costs of subscription or once-off fees. So fees like that will be covered under the scheme. Booking systems are a separate thing. So if, for instance, if you are a coach or consultant and you want your customers to contact you and book a consultation through your website, it is possible to incorporate it into your website and link it with the calendar that you are using, or even link it with conferencing platform like Zoom, and everything can work smoothly through your website. So cost of doing that is also covered under the scheme. The next thing is purchase of internet-related software. So any subscriptions needed to build your website or to provide your online services will be covered here. Application development or multi-platform pages. So some of you may need an application to be developed. It's not common, but some of you may need it. So just so you know that this can be covered as well. Development and implementation of digital marketing strategy. So of course, if you develop your e-commerce website, you have your products or services you want to sell, then you need to think how you want to sell them. So if you decide to hire a consultant or a marketing agency to do it for you, the cost will be covered as well. Training or skills development needed to establish and manage online trading activity. What is this? So for instance, your e-commerce website is built on a WordPress platform, and the web designer has set it up for you. They prepared it to start, and they added your first products or services, and then You want to make any changes and to manage it yourself, but you don't know how to do it. So if you require training to manage your website yourself, the cost of the training will be covered under this program. Again, subscriptions to online retail platform solutions. So again, some of them may be some of retail plugins for e-commerce plugins for WordPress may be paid. Some of their functionalities may not be free, so the cost of them will be covered. And the last 2 points, purchase of online advertising. It is included, however, there is a certain limit. The maximum of the cost cannot exceed 30% of the total expenses in the project. The reason they limited it in this program is that in the past, they allowed people to spend money for advertising, and for instance, people used Facebook ads. They didn't know how to do it, they were experimenting with it, and it is really very easy to spend a lot of money on Facebook ads, or Google ads are even more expensive. And the entire fund of 2,500 was consumed very quickly. It didn't help the project. It didn't help the online presence. The trading did not commence or evolve. So the money was wasted. So that is why they limited the maximum amount of money you can spend for online advertising. The last one is purchase of professional photography or video. Obviously, if you are a business, for instance, a coach or a consultant, or any business that is focused on, personal brand, you will need good professional photos for your website or introductory videos. So the cost of this professional photography is covered. You may also need professional photographs of your products to be uploaded on your website. So the cost of that will be covered as well. What expenses do not qualify? There are some of them, not only expenses, activities as well, I'm going to talk about here. So first of all, cost of building so-called brochure websites is not covered. What is a brochure website? It is not an e-commerce website. So in simple words, it's just a website which contains information about your business, about your company, about yourself, how to contact you, what services you provide, but it doesn't give any option for your customer or website visitor to interact with your business or to purchase products or services on your website. Even an option to allow online bookings, online appointments is qualifying as a non-brochure website. So if you are thinking about starting a business and having just a website which tells more about what it is that you do, this project will not qualify. Only e-commerce, online trading websites will qualify. Another important point is that work performed by yourself or related parties, people close to you, your friends or your children maybe, does not qualify. So let's say that you are perfect at designing websites, or your friend, your neighbor is a web designer, but they are not trading, they do it as a hobby, and they agreed to do this website for you, and they want to charge it for you. This expense will not qualify under trading online voucher scheme. That's because, first of all, they want to help other businesses with trading as well. And secondly, the requirement is that this business has to be officially, this supplier provider has to be officially registered and trading full-time. They have to have a recognized presence in relation to website building. You can contribute some of your work, obviously, you can contribute some of your assets as well, but there is a separate field in the form that you can describe this, what you are doing, what you are bringing into the project. You cannot claim expenses for it. Next one is purchase of non-internet related software. So any software that is not related to online presence, to online trading, will not be covered. Anything other than e-commerce trading related activities, I just said. What else? Companies with charitable or non-profit status cannot apply, because only businesses which are trading. Commercial businesses can apply. Next one, professional services specializing in IT who are already able to trade online. So if you are an IT company and you have capabilities, you have expertise required to develop an e-commerce website, they will not accept you to this project because they will sell you can do it yourself, and they not cover the the cost of your own work. Conferences and seminars will not qualify. Projects capable of proceeding without grant assistance. So you have to justify, you have to show to them that your business was affected by the pandemic and you don't have enough resources, you don't have enough money to cover the cost yourself. Only then you will be accepted to the program and they may approve you for the grant. Projects which would be eligible under other government schemes. So for instance, you qualify under another grant for this project. There are Enterprise Ireland grants as well. There is lots of grants available for a bit larger businesses. And if you qualify for any other of them, you will not qualify for this one. Let's move on to talk a bit more, to talk more about the application process itself. So it's not a standard process. It's not that you download a form, complete it, you send it to them, and you wait for them to get back to you. It's a bit different. So first of all, the first step is to register your interest by email to your particular local enterprise office according to your location. So you may already know that local enterprise offices are divided by regions. So there is one in Dublin, there is one in Wicklow, there is one in Fingal, there is one in Donegal, and so on. So if you live in Donegal, you have to send an email to local enterprise office in Donegal. You can look up their email address on the website. There is a general website, localenterpriseoffice.ie. You look for your particular local enterprise office, you find their contact details and send them an email saying, I am interested in applying for trading online vouchers. So you are just expressing your interest, you want to register. They will respond to you and send you an invitation to register for an obligatory information session. This is something totally different to any other program. It is a compulsory training, online training, which lasts about 3 hours, and you have to attend it. Otherwise, you will not be able to apply. You will not even get the application form and the link to apply. So it's actually quite an informative session, and it's really worth attending. So don't worry that we are going to waste your time. No, you are not going to waste it. They really provide useful information about the grant itself, about trading online in general, about the marketing. So it's worth attending, but you have to do it apart from that. So after this information session, they will send you the application form. So you cannot obtain it online, you cannot download it from anywhere. They will send it to you, and they will also send you a link to apply online. So the form is also only to assist you to prepare the appropriate information. So there are fields. I will show you the form in a couple of minutes. We will go through it in detail. So there are fields you will need to fill in, but then you need to upload them, each of them separately, not the form, the content of each field to a web tool, to a web-based tool. So for instance, you fill in the form talking about your business in general, what it is that you do, what are your services. It contains 100 words. You just copy and paste in the field to the online form. I know it's not ideal, but the form is there for you just for assistance. So you know what information you need to provide. You prepare it before you start the application process online. The next important thing is that you have to obtain 3 separate quotes for each job from third-party suppliers. So for instance, you need a web designer to design your website and to get it ready for you. You obtain 3 separate quotes from 3 different suppliers, and you attach them to the application. You upload them online. Same with photography. You contact 3 separate photographers and obtain quotes from them, and so on. If your project includes costs of software or subscriptions to online conferencing platforms like Zoom, for instance, you can just submit a link to the website. Each website provides the pricing information. So you just submit this link, attach this to your application in the online platform that they will provide to you. I will explain it to you later. And this is a sufficient, this can be treated as a quotation. Each quote should have proper business details. So if you are contacting a third-party supplier, there are registration details and address, VAT number, CRO number. They should be included on the quote, maybe not the CRO number. They may ask you for it, but definitely the tax number, the address, the company name. It has to be a proper quote. However, they will also accept email quotes. If it is a valid business email address for this business, there are contact details are in the email, so their phone number, their email address, they will accept this as well. As I said earlier, the final step is to upload the application online, each part of it, each box, copy and paste into the online tool. And you also upload the quotes, and you can attach spreadsheets if you have more, because the form only provides the space for 3 separate jobs. If you have more, you can input them into a spreadsheet and list them, provide more information or descriptions, and attach it to your online application. So in general, the application process is a competitive process. So your application will be assessed and scored based, they developed their scoring system. So it will be compared to other applications, and based on the score, the grant will be approved or not. So the evaluation will be done by each local enterprise office, locally, regionally. And the important thing to keep in mind when preparing your application is the criteria that they will be looking at. So there are certain points that are valued more than others. So the ones that you see on the slide at the moment are the most important ones. So the first one, project sustainability. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here, I'm sorry. Sustainability. So this project has to be realistic. So you cannot assume that in a year, so now you have a very limited revenue, say 20,000 per year, and in a year time you will earn hundreds of thousands of euro. This is not realistic, and they will not support it. So it has also, you have to prove that you have resources to implement the project, that you have people with relevant skills, that you have money to pay them, that the project will be able to generate money to pay these people. The next point is value added potential. So what is different about your project? Because there is a lot of competition on the market. So what is different about what you are going to offer? You have to exactly highlight this and emphasize it through your project. This will be, you will be scored on that. Another important thing is export potential. So they don't want to limit you, and they don't want to limit Irish businesses to Ireland only. They want you to think globally. So if there is any potential, anything you can think of in relation to the project that you could expand internationally, even to the UK or to Northern Ireland, put it in the project. You will gain additional points, because that's definitely this is what they want to support. Another thing they are supporting is job creation potential. So even if it is one part-time job included in the project, they want to support creation of new jobs. They want to support employment. So this will give you a lot of points, actually. Oh, financial sustainability, it's here. So the previous point was project suitability. So that's a different thing. So sustainability is here. I talked about that already. So project suitability would be, if it is really relevant to online trading, this is what it is about. And the next point is, how will this project help your business during the pandemic? So you need to show, if your business suffered from the pandemic, from the effects of the pandemic, you lost the revenue, you lost a lot of clients, you lost people, you had to lay people off. So you need to show that this project is helping your business drive it forward, restart it, and help it to grow. So that's very important, because if nothing is going to change after implementing this project, if it is not going to mitigate the effects of the pandemic, they will not support it. One last important thing, I already mentioned that prior to incurring any expenses, you need to get their approval. So if you start spending money before they approve the voucher, they will not give the money back to you. They will not refund the money to you. What happens once your voucher is approved? If your application is approved, if you are successful, you will receive a letter of offer from local enterprise office. The letter of offer is actually the voucher. So you will not get, a paper voucher to spend it in the shop. You will get a letter of offer. And you should accept this letter of offer and return it to local enterprise office within 2 weeks' time. If you don't if you don't accept the letter of offer and you don't return it, they will assume you are not moving on with the project. So this step is very important. Your approval has to be submitted to them and returned to them. You have 9 months to complete the work and spend money. So from the moment your application, your voucher is granted, you accepted the letter of offer, you have 9 months to complete the project and spend the money. You don't need to spend them straight away in 1 week or 2 weeks or a month. You have 9 months to do it. Another condition is that all work has to be completed before you submit the claim. So before you ask them to give you the money back, you have to complete all the work. And finally, your claim for refunding the money should be either in 1 or maximum 2 installments. So the best thing to do is to wait until all the work is completed and submit everything in one go and ask them to give you the money back. So when you, together with the request to return the money, you need to submit a declaration, complete and signed by the supplier, confirming that the work has been done. Your own declaration of work completion, all original paid invoices with supplier details, bank statements to prove that the payments have been made, and an important thing, you need to supply your tax compliance certificate. So all your taxes have to be paid on time until the date you submit a request, a claim for the refund. So let's say you haven't paid your VAT. You will not get a compliance certificate and they will not refund you the money. So I know that for many of you it is difficult to pay taxes on time at the moment, and the revenue allows for the extension of the deadlines. But in order to get the grant, you have to be up to date with your tax obligations. And the last one thing you need to submit is your CRO registration details, so your company's registration office. If you are a sole trader, your business name should be registered with CRO and you should get a registration number. For limited companies, it's compulsory. You would be registered anyway, and you need to provide them with your certificate of registration. So let's move on to the practical examples of how to prepare the application. I will also show you a few examples of e-commerce websites that we can build for both products and services. So let me share my screen and show you the application. Okay, can you, I hope you can see it. Maybe I will, yeah, I hope you can see it now. So that's the application form. Can you let me know if you can see it a bit, because I'm a bit doubtful if it works. Okay, great, thank you very much. So that's the form they will send you after the information session. You will not find it anywhere on the website, and I'm not going to send it to you because you need to attend the session, and then you will get this form. So at the beginning of the form, they are again explaining what the voucher is for, what are the qualifying conditions, and so on, but they will tell you about it during the information session as well. So this is only for your reference, just to keep it in mind when you're doing your application. So that's the application itself. It has 3 pages. It's not too complicated, really. You don't need to write a lengthy business plans or anything like that. Just describe in your own words the most important things about your business and about what you are planning to do. So first one, how did you hear about trading online voucher? That's simple. You provide your details. If you received the voucher before, these are your contact details, your company details, your CRO registration number, as I mentioned. How long have you been trading? So you need to say that it was more than 6 months. You need to describe your online presence. If you have no presence at all, no e-commerce website, or if it is very limited, or if you have already an existing e-commerce website. The next field is description of your business products and services. So you say what your primary business activity is at the moment, how it was until now, what you were doing, what services you were providing, and so on. So describe in your words, in your own words, what you are doing. Previous projects. So if you were a beneficiary of a voucher under this scheme, you need to describe, to tell them a little bit more about this. It may not apply to all of you, but for some of you it may. Describe your trading online project. So here you tell them about what you are planning to do, how you are planning to increase your online presence, what is your project exactly, and what is your idea. And in this section, develop a project plan. You are going to talk in more detail about how you are going to do it. So unique selling point of your products. So you need to say how your business is different from what your competitors offer. Don't worry if I'm going too quickly. They are going to walk you through this form during the information session. I just want to give you an idea of what is it about, what it is about, and if you want to apply or not. So you will be able to decide before you join the session. So you need to highlight how your business is different from other competitors. Why should customers buy from you? And how does your product or service solve their problems? Then you need to describe your target market. So who are your customers? Who are you going to sell your services or products to? Who are your trading online competitors? So you need to do a little bit of research on the website, in the internet. Scope of the work to be carried out. So in this section, you describe exactly what expenses you want to include in the project, what work is going to be needed, and you refer to the quotes you obtained. You can also, as I mentioned, prepare an additional spreadsheet to list these costs. Business investment, internal resources. So apart from the external services or products you have to buy, you can bring in your own skills and knowledge. For example, skills, knowledge, or work performed by you, human resources, so people you employ, initial investments that you've made, current customer base or social media following, things like that. External resources brought to the project can be participation in networking groups, professional membership on organizations, or it also can be input from your current customers or suppliers that may help your project to be successful. Existing assets of the project. So So again, any marketing materials, any photographs, any existing website, any existing following, social media following, it can be included here. Projected outcomes. So in this section, you have to tell them a bit more about how this project is going to change your financial picture. So first of all, it is your turnover, how it is at the moment, how it will be projected in 12 months and in 24 months. You have to tell them about people you are employing at the moment and how it is going to change going forward in 12 months and 24 months. Also, if there is any export potential, this is the place to talk about this. How will the project aid your business during the COVID pandemic? So how it is going to help to drive your business forward, to help to restart it after the pandemic. So this is the place to talk about this. In order to prepare this financial information, your projected turnover, it may be a bit difficult for some of the people. So if they've never done this before, I have prepared a very useful tool. I'm going to show it to you now. It's an Excel spreadsheet. It's an Excel spreadsheet. Can you see it now? I have prepared it for myself, for my clients, and for you if you want to use it. So this is the revenue forecast, the revenue projections for the next 12 and 24 months. It is automated, so all you need to do is to fill in the gaps, the white fields, list your services, the average price of your service, the number of the services of products you are going to sell. You are just filling in the white fields. I have completed this one, but you can remove them, you can play with it. So there are formulas in the yellow fields and total formulas in the blue fields. So the spreadsheet is going to calculate everything for you. At the end, you get your total revenue for 12 months and your total revenue for the next 12 months and the total for 24 months. So this is something useful. I'm going to send it to you after this webinar. So I think I missed it. But anyway, so I'm going to attach it to the email that with your recording. What else? So now I think we can move on. I can show you a few examples. But actually, let's go back to the presentation for the moment. There are a couple of fields I want to clarify to you as well. So that was this one, and the only thing remaining will be the list of expenses you are including in the project. So these expenses types, we talked about them already. So if you include them, you tick yes. If you're unsure, you tick no. So in this section, you give details of the suppliers and the quotes that you have obtained. The total cost is excluding VAT. So the only thing is there is only 3 lines available here, but you can also attach an Excel spreadsheet if you want to include more expenses in your project. That's the total of your expenses, and that's the maximum of 2.5 grand available. So you have just to put the figures in here. So these are just informations for you to make sure that you understand what the project is about. And here are the terms and conditions. So all we talked about already. So you just tick that you read it, that you understand it. So key terms of the scheme, there are 15 of them. And basically the only information left, this one is the grant history. So if you have received any grant in the past, you would need to fill this in. If not, you leave it blank. You don't need to put any information here. So there is a list of information that you need to understand, and you need to confirm it. If you agree, you need to put your own name and signature and the date, and the name of your local enterprise office. So if it is a Donegal enterprise office, if it is a Fingal office, you put it in here. So that's the form, basically. So as I mentioned earlier, when you get a link to submit your form online, you will need to create your online account, and literally the online form follows these boxes and in the exactly same order, and you will just need to copy and paste what you filled in here into the online application form. And that's it. You attach your quotes, you upload them to this online application form, and you can also paste the links to the website where your estimated costs are. So that's in relation to the form. So now let me show you a few websites that we can develop for you. A couple of examples of e-commerce websites for different kinds of businesses. So the one you can see at the moment is for nutrition business. So if you are a nutrition coach, perhaps apart from your consultations with your clients, you may want to start an online shop with your products. So that's just an example of a traditional classic online shop. So it's just, of course, everything can be customized. The pictures can be changed, the theme, the logo, everything can be changed, the colors as well. So it's just to show you how it can look like. So on the first page, you can have examples of products. If you click on them, you add them to the cart, to your shopping cart. The internet is quite slow today. And that's the way you can buy it. Everyone is probably familiar with how online shops work. Here is the tab with all your products. You can list all of them or group them by types. Here is the page about you. It may be about your company or yourself as a nutrition coach. And again, it's standard contact details and the card. So that's a standard typical online shop. That's the simple one. So the next one I want to show you is it can be a wellness coach, it can be a yoga teacher. So it's generally, that's the theme for a wellness business. So if you are into this, you can have an e-commerce website as well. So you can sell your coaching, your training sessions, your yoga sessions, or any other wellness sessions on the website. So that's an example again. It's only a test website, how it can look like. In the tab about me, you can put more information about yourself. That's obvious, about what you are doing, why it is worth working with you. And there can be a separate tab. It is called classes here, but it can also be, you can call it in any way you want. And it functions as an online shop, so they can book and register for your training session on the website. It can be linked with your calendar. They can purchase this training session on the website, add it to your cart, to the cart, and to the shopping cart, and simply purchase it, and then make an appointment with you, or you can send them the link. It can be also automated, so the link goes to them automatically. So the next one I want to show you is an example for a page for a coach. So I want to show you, again, it can be all standard information about you, types of sessions you are saying, but I'd like to show you the calendar. You can integrate a booking appointments tool on your website. So the customer logs in, comes in, and they want to book a session with you on the 26th. They pick the slot, and the system will redirect them to the booking option. Okay, so my internet is playing tricks today, so it doesn't want to redirect me. But anyway, the idea is that a session will be created and you will be able to book it and pay for it online. So the internet is quite slow, so I can't show it to you at the moment. But another option to book these appointments, it's through a standard, okay, so my internet is gone. So it's to book them through the standard online shop. So similarly to what you saw on this website, a product can also be your consultation. So for instance, you have one-on-one coaching, you have group coaching, you have couples coaching. You can set them up as particular products, and customer can buy them through your website. And also this can be linked with automated appointments. So the last one I'd like to show you, some of you may be interested in that. It's an online e-learning platform. So some of you may be interested in providing online courses to your coaching business or to your consulting business or to any other educational business in any area. So all of this can be incorporated on the website. You probably heard about platforms like Teachable, Thinkific, or Kajabi. They are external platforms. You pay them a subscription so you can place your content on their website. However, WordPress gives possibilities to build everything into your own website. And you are the manager, you are the owner, and you are the designer of everything. Ultimately, that's the most cost-efficient way of providing online courses, because finally, the charges, there are different packages for external providers like Thinkific and Teachable, but finally you pay much more because they will charge you for transactions, they will add many tricks so they can profit from what you are doing. So that's the most efficient way of doing your online courses. These are just examples, 2 examples of courses placed on the website. There can be many of them. You can arrange them by types or whatever you want. Courses can be divided by topics, by lessons. You can upload your PDFs, your videos, your workbooks, your ebooks, your worksheets, whatever you want. Audio, video, PDF, spreadsheets, they are all supported. So that's just an example of how it can look. So let's go back to our presentation now. So where's my, okay, so give me a minute. I will just connect to my screen, to my, okay, I've lost it. Let me just give me a minute because, okay, I will share it again because it has disappeared on me. Okay, so now I can, just something is wrong with my internet. Just give me a second because it is just playing tricks. Just bear with me. Okay, I've got it. So thank you for your patience. I've got it now. So these were just practical examples of what we can do, how we can move your business online, and how we can how it can look like in real world. So now let me just tell you a few words of how we can help you to move your business online. I know that we have gone over our time, but I was suspecting that, so I'll try to move on as soon as I can. So we can assist you with your application free of charge. So if you have any questions in relation to your application, we can help you with that. We can build your e-commerce website, as I said already, and I showed you the examples. I will talk about the details of the offer in a minute. The grant will cover the cost of the work. You can also get access to my exclusive Facebook group, Online Entrepreneurs Support Ireland. You can see the link at the bottom of the screen, and you will also be able to see it at the end of the presentation. So the details of the offer, there are additional bonuses attached to the offer, which I am going to talk about just in a minute, and they are valid until Wednesday, 7 p.m., so for 48 hours. So if you are interested in working with us, you can avail of these bonuses until the end of Wednesday. So what is the offer? So there are 3 pricing packages. So the first one is the simple traditional e-commerce website, which is called Starter. So that's an example of a coach website, that nutrition website that I showed you at the beginning. So it will contain all the functionality of the proper e-commerce website, plus a free domain name, hosting, free logo, free 10 products, free payments integration, and SEO installation. So all of this you can get from just 697 euro. The next package is called Coach. So apart from the traditional e-commerce website we talked about in this package, it will also contain the integrated booking system. So the calendar that I show you, so your customer will be able to book the appointments with you. And the cost of this package is just 977 euro. And the last one, the most advanced one, has, in addition to everything what the previous one it has an integrated e-learning platform built into the website. So if you want to provide e-learning courses, this package is for you. And the cost of the building this website is 1,257 euro. That's the first page. So that's done. Do we have any more questions? Okay, so I have a few messages in the chat, but they are not questions. They are just thank you notes. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So if you have any other questions, just feel free to ask them. So if you can't think of anything at the moment, don't worry. The questions may come up later. There is a lot to process here. It was quite a packed presentation. So if you have any questions afterwards, just don't hesitate. You can email me. You saw my details on the screen. Don't hesitate. I will respond to you as soon as I can. So we have a next question. What is the minimum turnover if I am a new business? I'm not aware of any minimum turnover. If you are a new business, that's obvious. You will not have huge turnovers. You may have really a minimum income because you sold, I don't know, 2 coaching sessions or 10 products. So I wouldn't worry about that. If your project is good, if your idea is good and your estimated future profits, revenues are reasonable, they will accept it. So you cannot base your project on the idea that now you earn 5,000 and in 1 year's time you will earn 200,000 because it seems a bit unrealistic. You just need to preserve common sense. So anyway, we are not communicating any particular limits for minimum turnover. The next question, I have a website already, upgrade to online e-commerce or e-learning, price. Okay, so that's a question from Kyung. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So for this one, please contact me by email. We will have to provide you with a separate individual estimate. I will need to ask you a bit more questions to give you a proper price. So please email me for this one. And let's have a look at the chat box. Okay, so thank you notes. Thank you very much for attending. I'm really happy that you enjoyed it, that you found it beneficial and informative. So just a quick quote, the way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. I really encourage you to take action now as soon as possible, until it is all fresh in your mind. So what else I wanted to say? Okay, so if you are interested in any other webinars and support from me, I encourage you to follow my social media profiles, and the link to my Facebook group where I go live regularly and provide my support is on the screen at the moment. So I encourage you. I hope I will hear from you soon. So thank you very much for attending. I really hope you enjoyed this webinar. And after it is finished, you will be redirected to my website where you will see the details of the offer. Let me just have a look. There is one more question in the chat. Okay, that's a thank you note. Thank you very much to all of you, and I really hope to hear from you soon. And bye for now.